From one Max to another, Lloydie, and a Max that's a lot closer to you in that Max King. You coached him at Haileybury. He's now having his goal-kicking struggles at the Saints at the moment. Quite an extraordinary article here from Mark Robinson, who broke it at the Herald Sun website earlier this evening, essentially saying that the Saints blocked, or the implication of the article as I took it was that the Saints blocked Max King doing one-on-one work with you, Lloydie. Now, Simon Lethlean is quoted in Robbo's article saying to essentially only have one voice, keep it as simple as possible, not doing stuff with, that's David Rath and Jared Ruffhead, assistant coaches at the Saints, and then doing stuff with Lloydie here and there, try to keep it to one source. Max can do what he wants. He's his own person.
That's how it happened.
So how did this come to fruition? Did Max contact you asking for help?
Yep. Exactly.
That's not. I don't think that's what St Kilda was saying.
Well, that's clearly not what they're saying.
St Kilda was suggesting that, I gather, and reading between the lines of that article, that Max has chosen not to go ahead with you. He'd rather stay with the blokes at St Kilda, and he can't do both, or that maybe he didn't, want to actually tell you that he wasn't prepared to work with you.
Yeah, it's their decision to do whatever they want to do, Max's decision. But, Max messaged me within 20 minutes of the game where we kicked 1 goal 5.
So that's 2 weeks ago, the Friday night game against Geelong.
Yep.
Max reached out to you asking for help.
Yeah, within 20 minutes saying, could you help me? And I said, of course I can. Let's chat over the next few days. Then we'd arranged maybe to catch up on the Wednesday of that week. I said, do the right thing, speak to your football club. The last thing I would want is for Max King to do a hamstring or the club not to be across it. When Max obviously spoke to the club, they said, let's make it one voice, don't have another voice. I fully understood. Said, no worries, all the best with it. And that's it. So I don't want it to be any bigger story than that.
No, but it's strange that St Kilda would portray it as though it was Max's decision. I mean, well, they've got a few issues and we're going to look at that later in the show, but I think the messaging there is a little bit odd, particularly when they're trying to woo his brother to the club as well.
Kane, I'm a little bit confused here. Why would a club not want someone struggling with goal kicking to get advice from one of the greatest of all time in goal kicking?
Because they're precious, Sam. They're worried about their own jobs. They've got their own skills people. They think they would feel threatened by an expert like Matthew Lloyd coming in and having good results. So if a part-timer who's not even involved with the club went about fixing Max King, that doesn't look great on the coaches that are there. So it's a precious group, clearly, and they're putting their own self-interests over the improvement of their biggest star who's going to potentially win a lot of games for them over the next 10 years.
So just to cap off on this one, Lloydie, it wouldn't be a one-off session though, would it? I mean, you can't fix a golf swing in one lesson. I'm sure it would be similar with goal kicking.
Yeah, that's right. No, I said to Max at the time, I said, don't think this can just be one session for an hour and that's it. It's got to be more than that in that regard because, as I said, it took me 4, 5, 6 months. It takes any player months and months and months. So, there's no quick fixes here. So go and speak to the club in that regard and get it ticked off. And obviously, they did that. And I've got no issue with it. Jared Ruffhead's employed for a reason. David Rath is employed for a reason. They want to back that system in and let's hope it works out.
But why did he ask for help, though?
Whether he just wanted a different voice, someone he trusts in myself.
What I would say, Scoop, though, is he's got to let the distraction of his goal kicking pass because he hasn't looked like having a shot on goal for the last 2 weeks. So, yes, there's that area of the game that needs fixing, but it's more of an issue if you're not having the shots. In the last 2 weeks, I think it appears from the outside that he has been affected by the talk about his goal kicking, that he hasn't wanted to go near the footy and he's not working nearly as hard. So, yes, it's an area to fix, but you've got to get the other fundamentals of your game back up and going as well.
Interesting one. We'll move on. We'll watch that one with interest. Caro